We are fortunate here in Melrose to have such a strong love and support for music throughout the community. Melrose is home to the oldest, continually running, all-volunteer orchestra in the country, with the 2017-2018 season being the Melrose Symphony Orchestra's 100th season. About 2 years ago, we started brainstorming ideas for how the Melrose Public School Orchestra program could help to celebrate this historic anniversary season. We wanted to come up with a way to connect all of the various age groups in the orchestra program while also connecting to the community around us. I had heard and played music by Mr. Bradshaw in the past and thought, what a great way to help celebrate this anniversary by commissioning a brand new piece of music to be written for the Melrose Public School Orchestras. We ended up taking it to the next level by bringing Mr. Bradshaw in as a composer in residence over a 1.5-year time period.
So the collaborative composition project involves 3 basic areas. The first is we have to develop a relationship between me and the students with their peers. In this case, in this type of project, we are going to each create something and combine it all together. So we have to be comfortable with music sounding different than we originally thought of. But it's only the beginning of the process, because once things are submitted, then they have to be put together. So that's my part of the project, where I'm composing and taking all of the different ideas and creating one piece of music to play. And then we have the rehearsal process, which is very different than a normal rehearsal process, because people are going to be finding their pieces of music in the work that we're performing, and it's a really unique experience for students. The collaboration of the composer, the conductor, the performer, the audience. In other words, most of the time, people who are studying music, you say you're in an ensemble and you're practicing with the orchestra every week, you're in the ensemble, you're with the same people, you're in the same section, you have the same director. You develop the ability to collaborate in that situation very well. The place where students lack the most in collaborating is with the composer, because most of the music that they play is going to be sheet music on a stand. And they don't really look beyond that. They don't really think about the intent. Why are those markings on that piece of paper? And so by doing a project like this and making them the composers, we then create a situation or an environment where they are thrust into the collaborative creative process as well as the performance. With over 20 years of doing projects like this, I've never had a project like this one. And I think that it's likely that it's going to continue to be one of the most unique projects I've ever worked on. Here, we get to work over a long time, and that develops a completely different relationship between all of us and the piece that we're going to create.
Over this coming summer, Mr. Bradshaw will take these various submissions, work his magic, and combine them into our final piece.
My composition, I really like taking music that's already been written but changing it up a little. So the music that I am submitting is from my piano piece that I'm working on, but I turned my entire book upside down while I was practicing and tried to read the music that way.
A lightning storm inspired me to write my composition.
Well, mainly it was just like a lot of things that were just like bouncing around in my head. Like I'd just think of like different things, different places, just pick up different snatches of music, put it together. And I had a bit of submission.
It's very often that these projects are reduced to a very short period of time for the composing. And this way I get to think about the ideas over the summer and bring it back in the fall. And then we have time to work on it then, because we're not even performing it at that time. We have time to rehearse throughout the year and performing it in the spring.
He will be writing one movement for the youth orchestra, one movement for the middle school orchestra, one movement for the high school orchestra, and one movement for all of the ensembles combined. We will receive the parts in the fall of 2017 and rehearse them to perform at our spring orchestra concert in May 2018.
My experience at Melrose has been exceptional. Mr. Miller has put together an incredible program for his students. The students have been receptive and helpful and working really hard in all of the ensembles. The administration has been incredibly supportive. This is exactly the environment that we hope for students, a chance to go outside, to do something different than they do every single day and really learn from it. And Melrose has opened that door so wide, it's just been a joy to be here.
This whole project coincides with the 100th MSO season to help celebrate our wonderful city of Melrose. We are so grateful for the funding and support from the Massachusetts Cultural Council, Melrose Cultural Council, Messina Fund for the Arts, Melrose Education Foundation, and the Victoria McLaughlin Foundation, which helped make this project a reality.